Today I want to talk about the 5 key skills of a marketing manager. Now, if you're an individual contributor, that is, you're just one person and you're working for the marketing manager, I'm really making this video for your boss. Also, if there's just one of you, again, this is not really for you. I want to make really clear, I want to talk about the skills that the manager of marketing needs.
Funnel Vision is brought to you by Math Marketing, creators of the Funnel Plan. Math Marketing is the source of the 1, 2, 3 of B2B.
Hi, if we haven't met, I'm Hugh McFarlane and I'm super passionate about B2B marketing, and in particular I want to make B2B marketing a respected management science around the world. This video blog is a part of what I do towards that end. There are lots of others contributing, of course. This is our modest contribution to it. Today, obviously, we're talking about the 5 key skills of a B2B marketing manager. So I googled the term key skills of a marketing manager, and I'm going to share with you some key conclusions from the 4 that I found, and then I'm going to argue why they're wrong and what it really needs to be. So again, I googled these, and the first that I found was from SAS, and it's called the 9 skills every marketing manager needs to look for. Good start, right? Social skills, social media skills, I'll say it again, sales skills, social media skills, journalism, storytelling, process design, data analytics, domain expertise. And the person who put the blog together, who had actually referenced those from somebody else, added some softer skills including collaboration and exceptional communication, creativity and leadership. Second one I found was from the University of Florida, 5 essential skills for the future marketing manager. Again, quite promising, right? Critical thinking, project management, analytical skills, holistic approach and technical skills. Makes sense. Marketo, this is now a little bit older, 2010 I think. The top 5 skills you need to be a marketable manager. Good spin, I like it. Analytics, assessment, forecasting, sales and communications. I'll buy that list, that's good work. Writtent, Writtent cheated a bit. They actually had opinions of lots of others which they'd assembled. That's not really cheating, that's a good idea. Anyhow, I'm choosing just one of their expert views, and it was called Expert Views on Top 5 Marketing Skills. Again, just one of the contributors to that said, know your audience, be a good listener, be open to new ideas, be accurate but nimble, and know what the competition's doing. I couldn't disagree more. I don't care what the competition's doing. Focus on your buyer. And that kind of leads to what I think the top 5 skills are. But I'm going to first just synthesize what I think the others have said. Obviously, a bit of editorial license, this is my take on it. I think the 5 that they were referring to were analysis, selling, prioritization, storytelling, and technical skills. And technical skills are a broad term. Social media is an example. Skills at executing the tactic, I think, is the technical skills synthesis. And it's a very broad thing. You need to be able to do marketing automation, you need to be able to do lots of technical skills, but I've bucketed them under one heading. Now, the problem with all of that is that mostly they weren't talking about the skills that the marketing manager needs, but the individual marketer. Great contribution, thank you, valid. The question I want answered is, what are the 5 skills that the marketing manager needs? That's what I'm going to take a look at right now. I'll give you my 5 key skills of a marketing manager. All right, so here are the 5 I think you need as a manager. Skill development. Go back to that list of skills: analysis, selling, prioritization, storytelling and technical skills. You need the ability to develop those skills in your team. Now, it might be that you don't necessarily have those skills in abundance yourself, and that's perfectly okay. As a manager, you don't have to be the best marketer, you've got to be the best manager, but you do need to be amazing at building those 5 skills. So what's that really mean? Maybe you just have great sources of training, maybe you've hired mentors, maybe you've got people inside the company, maybe it is you. I sort of don't care. You don't need to have been the hero marketer who's become the manager. You need to be a great manager, and one way or another, you need the ability to develop those skills I synthesised them to 5, but if you like, go back to the list that the other contributors had offered. But you need to be great at building those skills in your team. That's number 1. Number 2, selecting and deselecting talent for those same skills. That is the hiring, firing process, but against those skills. Getting really, really good through the interview process or the testing process or both, whatever your recruitment process looks like, getting amazing at picking for the capacity to acquire those skills or the presence of those skills, and getting really courageous about moving people out of the business if they're not going to come up to those 5 skill areas that you've identified. That's number 2. Number 3, having a buyer's perspective. If you're a manager, imagine that your team are going to be somewhat between amazing and not yet amazing, but on their way to amazing. You are going to have to get great at helping them to do one thing that probably they can't do themselves, and that is to take a buyer's perspective. Everything that you do as a marketer needs to be to move a buyer from somewhere to somewhere. So you've got to be great at reflecting back to the marketing person who you manage and say, that's great, but what effect is that going to have on the buyer? Is there another way to do it? So you personally do need to have a buyer's perspective to overcome the fact that your staff are likely to be younger, not necessarily, but they may well be likely to be less experienced or more narrowly experienced than you are. You're going to have to bring the buyer's perspective. I know they need it a bit, but you need it in abundance. Number 4, selling process. I know that that's in the skills that we need the marketers to have, but you too. You know that my audience is only B2B, and so I only care about your understanding of the entire process, and the entire process involves selling, not just marketing. Therefore, you've got to be pretty deep in the selling process. Frankly, I'd prefer that you've actually sold for a couple of years yourself, but at least you need to be really close to the selling process end to end. Because again, don't expect your staff to have that at the same level that they need it for the business. So that's the 4th thing. Finally, planning and measurement. You expected me to say that because I'm a planning and measurement guy, but I actually think that a marketing manager needs to be amazing at working out what should be done and working out what's actually going on. That's it. That's my take on the 5 key skills of a marketing manager. Now, if you like this blog, can I ask you to do 2 things? Firstly, share it with others. Tell anybody else that works for you, or a colleague or a friend, let them know about this so that they can enjoy the love as well. Secondly, if you haven't already, subscribe. Go to mathmarketing.com/blog or go to our YouTube channel. Details are on screen right now. Go to one of those and subscribe. We put this blog out every week, and that's the only way that you'll get the weekly updates. Hope that's been helpful. Bye for now. That's it. Hope you found that helpful. See you next week. Until then, may your funnel be full and always flowing.